with spasmodic dysphonia, and if I ever get this thing out, okay, I got it, which was a voice condition that has its origin in the brain. I was also told that I could very well be on track for Parkinson's. Fast forward to January 25th of this year, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was walking into a local bank with 2 checks in hand, thinking, oh no, I need to put some more money in the bank. And feeling very good about that, when suddenly I was no longer upright. I had hit the only patch of ice in Webster Groves, Missouri. I found it, and I flipped back, I hit my head, my knee came up like this, and I knew that something was wrong with my leg. I walked into the bank with help. 2 people came to assist me. I deposited the checks. I got myself to urgent care, where they told me I had broken my leg. And I was escorted to St. Anthony's Hospital to check on the head, and be given a mental competency test, and that turned out okay. 1 week later, I was in the orthopedic doctor's office, and he told me I had not broken my leg. I had broken my knee. In that week's span, I thought, where's my pony? It just seemed like a lot of manure to me. So, okay, that's one pony. Surgery was not required since it was a broken knee and not a broken leg. But then something else happened. He told me that I could use a knee stabilizer, which I had been using for a week, and I could now put full pressure on the leg, which was pretty good news, I thought, until 1 week later, I had the knee stabilizer on. I met a step going into my kitchen, and I was smashed down onto the floor. Because you see, with the knee stabilizer, the knee is rigid. I lost a tooth. That one, which obviously has been replaced. $1,000 to replace the tooth. More manure. Where's my pony? 2 manures. What good is coming out of this? Along the way, somebody gave me information about this wonderful book, and I'm so excited about this. It's written by Dr. Norman Doidridge, The Brain's Way of Healing. First story, chapter 7. It's about a device that heals the brain, and I have it in here, but I don't think I have time to pull it out. It's called the pons. I paid $4,000 for the pons, that's why it's in here, and not in my purse. I do not want to lose sight of this thing. Today I'm going to have somebody show me how to hook it up so I can start using it tomorrow. The first story I read in chapter 7. Ron Hussman, baritone, beautiful voice, lost his voice totally to a stroke. He used the pons frequently for a period of time, religiously. He did the exercises. It's 20 minutes a day, unless you have something more serious. Then it's more often. He got his voice back. Previously, he sang in opera, and he also sang on Broadway. He couldn't sing. He couldn't even talk. But because of the pons, he got his voice back, and he is singing on Broadway now. Anna, 85 years old, Parkinson's disease. So my eyes perked up when I read that. Anna had had Parkinson's disease for 25 years. Anna's balance was affected. Anna could no longer hold a cup without her hand shaking. And that was disturbing to her because she loved to bake. If she held a cup of milk, the milk would spill out. Anna could no longer walk in the park because of her balance. Anna could not bake her beloved cookies for her beloved grandchildren. Consistent use of the pons, Anna started to be able to hold things. Anna started to walk in the park. Anna started to bake cookies for her grandchildren. Then there were MS survivors who were in the lab. There is a lab in Madison, Wisconsin. Many of them came in with canes. After 12 weeks of consistent use of the pons, many of those who had canes walked out without canes. Now, they also had MS. MS still has Parkinson's disease. It does not cure. It's not a panacea. But what it does is it works with the neuroplasticity of the brain and helps the healthy part of the brain take over the part that's been affected. These were my ponies. Ron Hussman could now sing. Anna can bake chocolate chip cookies for her grandchildren. And those MS patients walked out, many of them without their canes. So my message to you is, no matter how much manure there is in your life, look for those ponies, and you will find them. There's a pony in there somewhere.
1 minute.